Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks with another tutorial for SylenthTutorials.com. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please sign up at youtube.com/ADSR Tuts, that's Tuts. So in today's tutorial, it's going to be a quick one, but we're going to cover some good ground, I think. I'm going to not only show you how you can tune and make stacked chords inside of Sylenth using the note box, but also how you can make some general chords that are good for like the deep house, house, and garage style productions where you tune and have those stacked chords kind of playing up a key. So I have this sound inside of Sylenth zeroed out. So that's the same progression I was just playing. But the top one that you heard at the beginning of the video was, these are all minor seventh chords. So it's C minor 7, G minor 7, D minor 7. And right now these are just notes. So it's just C, G, and then D. So the way you can tune your any sound inside of Sylenth is this note box. So the octave will of course pitch things up or down 12 semitones. We have in every oscillator, you have a note value box. So it works in semitones. So right now if I hit a C note, I'm just going to solo part A for now. Alright, so I have two saw waves, right? And this is a C. Well, if I pitch this guy up to +1, and I'll turn this one down. So it's just one oscillator right now. So this is a C, and if I pitch this up to +1, it's now going to be playing a C sharp, but I'm still playing a C. So let me take my hand off of C and pitch this down. Now I'm going to play C sharp. Those were the same notes. So what it does is it just increases from where you're playing. It increases the note value by a semitone. It lets you go up to +7 and down to -7. Some people might see that as a limitation, but what you can always do is go downwards and pitch up, or go up and pitch down, and I'll show you what I mean by that a little bit later. So that is kind of how the note values work. So let's talk about how you can actually create stacks, those kind of house stacks. Well, a quick side note about that quintessential stereotypical house sound is it started out when house started back in the day, and it was kind of a limitation to sampling, actually, like where people would take sampled chords and then pitch them up a keyboard and play them. Well, in classical music theory terms, that's wrong, because very few modes or keys, if any at all, are going to actually allow you to play. You'd have to jump in and out of modes to do it, but it'll allow you to play like 3 or 4 minor chords in a row, because a key just isn't going to have that many minor chords to jump to in a progression. So that sound is actually kind of wrong theory-wise, but it's just stuck and works and sounds pretty cool actually for deep house and house. So to do that, you need to know a little bit about how to make chords and the intervals in them. So let's talk about minor chords first, because those are most prevalent inside of house genres. So let's keep doing this on C. So what we need to do now is we need to introduce, to make a chord, you need three notes. So if I play this and I play C, E flat, and G, that's a C minor chord, and you can see my chords up here. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to need 3 oscillators, obviously, because I need 3 notes. So in oscillator A1, I'm just going to keep this guy at note 0, because he'll be playing our C. Now I'm going to turn the volume up for oscillator A2, and I'm going to turn this note up to +3, and you can hear it starts to sound like a stacked 2 notes. Well, so what's going on here is when you turn this up to +3, it's the same thing as me playing these 2 notes at the same time. So this is actually really helpful if you're just starting out at using the keyboard, or maybe you typically pencil things in your DAW, and now you want to start using keys. Well, you can actually create chords this way, and it's actually a great way to learn theory on the side. So if you pop this up to +3, and the reason that is, if we start on C right here and work our way up like a game board, 1, 2, 3, we end up at this E flat note. So that's +3. Okay, so now knowing that how to make a minor chord, I know I need a G here, because that's how you round out a non-inverted root position minor chord. So I'm going to go to my part B, and what I'm going to do is, let's turn down the volume on oscillator B2 for now. And on oscillator B1, I'm going to pitch this up and count my steps from C to G. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to pitch this up to +7. Now if I play a C note, in theory right now, I have one oscillator playing C. I have one oscillator playing E flat because we pitched this up to +3. And I have my third oscillator playing a G note because we pitched it up to +7. And there is a minor chord. If I turn this one up as well, this other saw, and pitch it up 7, you'll hear more. You'll hear it more. All right, so those are all minor stacks. Pretty cool, pretty easy to do. Let's talk about major stacks. So to do a major stack, that 7's always going to remain unless you're doing like inverted shapes, but you typically won't. That's 7 because in a major and minor chord, the 5th is the same note. So in a C chord, in a C major chord, you're going to have C, E, and G. And then in a C minor chord, you're going to have C, E flat, and G. So you'll see that the 5th, or in terms of Sylenth, pitching it up to +7, will always remain the same regardless of what chord you're on. So to turn this from a minor into a major, all we're going to do is pitch this +3 up to +4, because 1, 2, 3, 4, we need that 4 step. Now it's all happy in major. So if I turn this down to +4, right now it's all major and happy, and so that's not as common in deep house. But as the minor sounds, so let's talk. It just sounds a little bit weird. So let's talk about how you can make more interesting stacks like minor 7ths. So let me double click these, and they'll all go back to 0. And I'm going to show you what a minor 7th chord is. So here's the minor chord, and then you're going to add B flat on top of it all on the C minor, and you get a C minor 7. So it's 4 notes. And that's what I was using in the intro. And so to do that, let's actually look at how we can do that. So I'm going to keep 1 on obviously 0. I'm going to pitch this up to +3. I'm going to pitch this up to +7. And now I have a minor stack. Well, now I need to get to this note way the heck up there. Well, if you count the steps from C, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, remember, Sylenth only goes up to +7, so I can't go up. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to work a little bit backwards here. You're going to have to go down and then pitch things up an octave. So here's the C note I've been starting on. If I go down 2 notes, 1, 2, I end up at a B flat. Remember, B flat here and B flat here. Same note, just an octave apart. So what I can do is in this last oscillator box I have available, I can pitch it down 2, and now my B2 oscillator is going to be playing this B flat right here when I hit a C. Well, I want it pitched up because I don't want it low. Otherwise, right now I have an inversion where I have the B flat on the bottom, and I want it on the top to get that sound. So I'm going to pitch this up an octave. So now, when I play a C, I now have a C minor 7 chord, and that's what I had going on. And you can do this in any box. It doesn't matter. Like I recreated this differently than the intro one. I had oscillator A playing just the root note. I had oscillator A2 playing that 7th note. So it doesn't really matter. That's all preference and taste. But there's 2 ways where you can make there's actually 3 different chord variations, and the 2 ways you can really kind of go up and down the keys and scales using the note values inside of Sylenth. So I hope you found some of this information useful, and it will help you guys in your productions. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you haven't checked out SylenthTutorials.com, head on over there. Tons of cool things, Sylenth. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.